let's get started on this week in Star Citizen. So, first things, I'm not going to go through this. This is on like an hour long, but they did have a Star Citizen live where you could, where they basically did a lot of the information around AI. They've actually added some of that to the roadmap. There's quite a lot to do with how they're developing AI. It's quite a nice little watch, so check it out if you can. This is our sneak peek. I presume it's the lighting fixture, and it's actually for a change. The sneak peek is not a Corsair. The past X amount of weeks and months, it's pretty much been Corsair drops. I am convinced that at the weekend when Drake Defense Con hits, the Corsair's going to be out. It just seems like that's it. What else have we missed? Obviously, Aegis Dynamics has had their day as well. Some really cool ships. Obviously, you've got the Avenger Stalker for when bounty hunting first comes out. That actually has some holding cells. The Titan, which is the cargo version, the legendary version. Warlock has got a giant EMP or a QED. I'm not too sure which is which. The bomber. The legendary Gladius, pretty much. The Gladius and the Arrow are like number ones in PvP at the moment. Look, the variant Hammerhead is actually one of my favourite ships to walk around. I love walking on this ship. I just think it's incredible in terms of the mess hall to the sort of cabin quarters, the whole lot of it. It's just a shame that we've not got NPCs yet. So to actually use this efficiently, you need to get at least, say, 5 people or something like that, and it's just quite difficult to get on. Now you've got the Idris P, which is the Peacekeeper version, so you don't get the front gun, but they do sell a conversion kit to make it the Idris K, which gives you a laser cannon. Obviously the Javelin, I think they said this is the biggest ship that players can own. Nautilus, Minesweeper, sort of mine layer, it's pretty cool. Redeemer, one of my favourites. I don't have Redeemer anymore. It's because of the cost of it. It's quite an expensive ship. I might try and get it in-game rather than have it in my sort of arsenal. It's a very good ship, but very expensive. Bombers. Well, so that's a base unit. Then you obviously got the bomber. Legendary Saber, Saber Comet. Now the Vanguards are sort of the Vanguards kind of go up and down with how good they are. But I'm sticking with them because especially when armor kicks off, I think it's going to be quite a versatile ship. So you've got the Harbinger, which is their bomber. The Hoplite, which is their dropship. Sentinel, which is their I don't know, electronic warfare? The thing is about it is I've been reading up a lot. At the moment, it's got like an EMP. If you read the description of it, it's because the E-War or the E sort of whatever it is suite hasn't actually been developed or made yet. It says it has EMP charges. So I don't think it's going to have the sort of drop EMP like it does at the moment. I think it's going to have maybe little mines or missiles that has EMP instead. And the only reason why that sort of backs it up for me is a lot of ships with EMP or QEDs have like massive, these are the massive devices, but there's not a device on the ship. So I presume it's not going to have that EMP eventually. But I do think it's going to drop some sort of mine or some sort of missile. Warden, the base unit. Vulcan, this is a ship actually I'm looking forward to seeing in the game. Because this one is a refuel, repair, and rearm. Which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Right, so we also had the This Week in Star Citizen drop. As you can tell where I got my name from. I couldn't think of a name, called it this, and I realised it actually is. What do you think? Just what's coming out, what they're planning. Invictus is going to be for most of this. And what's coming out within the week. They've been actually doing some. There's supposed to be this big Orison dynamic event. I think it's called Siege of Orison. And they've actually been trying to get tested more and more. I don't know how they're going to do this, because obviously a lot of the other events are in space, so you've got these big, bigger space attacks, tons of ships and things like going back and forth. But when it comes to this event, it's supposed to be an FPS event. So how are they going to do it to balance it out if you can literally have a server worth of people try and do the event at the same time? Is it going to be... I don't know. I'm interested to see how this works. Then we had, obviously, RSI drop. But this was yesterday, so you had RSI. You got Origin, Translated Outland, and Argo. I've actually got separate videos for each of the days of actually exploring and touring the hall. If you're on my YouTube, check it out. When I do this in the week of Star Citizen, I actually upload it to my YouTube afterwards, so you can have a look and check it out. Various ships. This is one of the new ships. There's been 2 new ships so far announced. The Legionnaire, or Legionnaire, should I say? That's not available yet. It's a concept sale. And then obviously the Scorpius, which is now available. I appreciate the way this is. I like the fact that you've got, your pilot's got 4 guns, with a turret. You've got pretty good arsenal, but for some reason that just is not interested me enough to actually want one. Like I get so many people saying how good it is and it looks fantastic, but I don't know, it's just not my thing, I don't think. But it looks pretty cool. It does look pretty cool, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. Right, you've also got the Empire Report, which is, this is some parts of the lore they drop usually each week. So again, check it out, Empire Report. You get lots of information, lots of knowledge of some sort of background things that have happened in the universe. Now this one is a bug that I've actually been bitten by. When you go to the terminals and you buy stuff, especially ship components, at the top there will be like these sort of drop down menus where you can pick sort of what you're after. The first drop down menu is actually the location you want to save everything. For some reason there's a bug they're trying to fix where it automatically picks like one of your armor. So I've been trying to say buy size 5 guns. I'm thinking, why does it keep saying insufficient space, insufficient space, insufficient space? It's because I'm trying to put a size 5 gun into my leg holster. So what you do is just click on that and make sure you pick the planet or the local inventory. And it'll fine. I just don't know why it just defaults to one of your armor bits. Okay, if you're buying a bottle of juice, not so good if you are trying to, get a power plant. So we've had a drop of the roadmap. Quite a few things, obviously. We've got the mule. That's probably going to drop at the weekend with Drake's on. Illegal delivery missions. That's going to be targeted for the next patch. Not the next big one, the next sort of sub patch. 3.17.2. Oh, hello. This system allows the AI. Apparently it allows planetary and user dynamic generation navigator meshes. This will essentially process planetary terrain and objectives to prioritize and process the environment around players into nav mesh. So I've also heard something about they're trying to sort out something for NPCs to understand better around the planet. You've also got the new Derelict, which is going to be a reclaim at the moment. I'm pretty sure it's like a freelancer, starfarer, and a caterpillar. Got Derelict. You got new rest stops located around ArcCorp and Microtech, so I wonder if they both have things in them. I'm not too sure what. Would be interesting. This is what I'm looking forward to, the Siege of Orison. It's basically where Ninetales manages to sort of get onto some of the floating platforms in Orison. You're supposed to be able to take it out with FPS. Persistent entity streaming. I believe that's the idea of, is it a layer objects in the game that fully persist across universes irrelevant. So if you drop something, the idea is it will stay there and someone else can pick it up if you want to. So yeah, they've also added these. Now the Legionnaire seems to sort of be targeted for Q4, so the end of this year, according to the tracker. Let's have a look. So this is when 3.17. They've added stuff to this now. So you have derelicts, additional points of interest. You have the Lagrange points, implementing additional rest stops located around Microtech and ArcCorp, including both the stations themselves and the gas cloud surrounding them. Planetary navigation. The system allows NPCs to move on planetary surfaces using the dynamic generation mesh. It's effectively processed the planet terrain. So I wonder how what this is going to do. Or is this just something for sort of future use? Gameplay. Legal delivery missions. Illegal variant delivery missions including into the PU, including reputation gains for criminal factions. Now I know you can do stuff like Ninetales and stuff like that. Obviously, the Siege of Orison. That's one thing I'm really looking forward to. So we'll see how that goes when that kicks off. And the last little bit is what's launched today now, which is we've now got Crusader. Trumbull do a lot of the ground vehicles, your Cyclones and stuff like that. You've got Misk. Misk does a lot more civilian ships, but it does have a few. Combat ships. Right. So there you go. That is basically what's happened since I've last done a week in Star Citizen. I will upload this to YouTube, and obviously next Thursday we'll do another one, and just keep updated. If you don't have the chance to sort of read what's happening and what's getting posted, I'm trying to chuck it into it while I'm on the stream, get it uploaded, and you can always have a look at it when you need to.